Welcome to the Corberry Coaches Show. We're here with Coach Angel. We missed y'all last week. We had a game against Church Point. Didn't come back with a win, but you kids showed a lot of heart, a lot of effort. We were in that game for a little while, and just got outband, out powered. I mean, from that game, what did you take away going into your next week?
Well, the biggest thing I took away was that we showed that we had the ability to play with a team like that. The score doesn't reflect a lot of what happened. Offensively, I thought Tyler again had a great game at quarterback. He made a lot of good throws. Unfortunately, our receivers had a little slight case of the drops. But when you go back and you watch the film, we had open guys down the field. We were able to protect long enough to throw the ball. We had running lanes, in the run game. I thought we played well special teams. We had a kick return for a touchdown. It was nice to see Tiny get that little burst back in his step. And I think the biggest thing I took away is Markel Mallett's back.
Yeah.
He was able to play a full game for the first time since Livonia. He actually threw a touchdown pass to Tyler. But again, it came down, and our defense also. We were really worried about their running game and their quarterback coming into it. And their quarterback is like 240 pounds. He's like Jerome Bettis playing quarterback. Yeah. And I thought we hit him better than most teams we saw on film. He had to earn his yards. They earned every yard they had. There was never any busted coverages or busted plays. Like I said, they just kind of outmanned us a little bit.
And Tiny was the player of the week that week for kick return and a couple key runs here and there. Now we came back home to Ville Platte. Kids looked really good in that game. I mean, pretty much from the first play to the last play, it was domination.
Yeah. And that's kind of how we scripted it out all week. We saw some things on film that we thought we could take advantage of. Especially from start to finish. I mean, I've never scripted out a start of a game and work exactly how we planned it. I mean, I said it on Monday. I said, guys, we're onside kicking the first. We're gonna get the kickoff first. We're onside kicking it. We're gonna get it. We're scoring on the first play. Now, didn't work out exactly like that because
close enough.
Yeah, Bailey got tackled at the 2, but I mean, it was exactly how we drew it up. And that's kind of how the whole game went. We knew Ville Platte, they have a lot of good athletes. They fly around. They do a lot of things that are very unconventional, especially on the defensive side. So we knew the whole game plan was kind of going to be a feast or famine. They were either going to hit us in the backfield or we were popping for a long one. And that's pretty much like exactly how it was scripted. Defensively also, I mean, we had a good idea of what they were going to do. They have one or two key guys that they try to get the ball to every chance they can. And we were able to swarm. They had their running back the 2 games prior had run for I think a total of like 350 yards in those last 2 games. We limited to 33 yards. So I mean, we all around we just played a great game.
So coming up, you're gonna have next week. We're gonna travel to Basile. It's gonna be a big game, kind of a must-win game if you want to keep your playoff hopes alive. Going into there, gonna be homecoming. How are you preparing the kids for this game? I mean, because I know Friday night you were like, this is gonna be our game, the next game. So I mean,
and that's kind of the approach since Ville Platte ended. I kind of told them, like, this is our state championship game. This is the week where, it's a must win. If there was ever a must win on our schedule, it has to be this week. If we want any shot at the playoffs, I mean, Basile's a 4-3 team. They've got a good winning tradition. A win against them would really boost us up in the power points. And right now, we're right on the outside looking in to the playoffs, knowing the remainder of our schedule. It's going to come down to those key wins. I mean, honestly, right now we don't have a key win. We beat teams we should have beat. But like I said, this is one where we have to be able to handle our success against Ville Platte and carry it over to the next week. It was just an odd thing. I just happened to look up because I was curious. The last time Port Barry's won back-to-back games was 6 years ago. So that's telling you, either we're not handling success well, we got some bad luck, whatever. But like I said, this is a chance for us to get 2 wins in a row. And like I said, that's kind of how we've been focused so far this week.
So last week, the player of the week was Markel. I mean, watching him going from his injury to coming back, I mean, it was good to see him starting to get a lot more success. I mean, how key is him coming back into the team?
Well, like he's a guy that at any given moment could take it 80. You know, really coming into the season when he came back to school, you know, between him and Tiny, we really thought we had 2 home run hitters. You know, and it's just that explosiveness and just the threat of him being on the field. I mean, he's shown he can catch passes. He can run the ball. I mean, he had like a 68-yard run for you know, against Ville Platte. He ran for 130 yards, caught a couple balls. You know, he's just got that dynamic, that explosiveness. You know, the kids are excited to have him back. They know, you know, he could be a key part to our success, and possibly if he get to the playoffs, even surprising a couple teams and making a little run. You know, they're really behind him.
So you also gave out a couple other players. Y'all also have within. So tell us about you know, y'all do offensive player of the week. So who did that go to this week?
Well, offensive player of the week went to Markel. And we do a couple other. The offensive lineman of the week was Taylor Polozoa. You know, he's been a steady senior. He's been our weak side guard since the beginning of the year. And like I said, he hasn't really had a great game yet. He hasn't had a bad one either. He's a steady guy. You know what you're getting from him. Our skill position player of the week, I gave to Tyler. You know, Tyler's had another good game throwing the ball, running the ball. You know, it's another game where it was over 100 yards. He had over 60% of his passes completed, and no interceptions. I mean, this is now another game where he's really only throwing interceptions in one game. And we always we like to recognize our scout team. We know how important those younger guys are. You know, Luke Stagg was our scout team player of the week this week. He, you know, like I said, these guys are they're unsung heroes. They go out there and they got to get us ready for Friday nights, and they know their role. They accept it. And you know, he gave us a good picture all week, so he did a good job. And then our special teams player of the week, we get to Colin Desatel. That onside kick at the beginning of the game. I mean, it was because of him. He laid the hat on the guy that caught it, and Tyler was right there to pick it up. But I mean, if he doesn't hustle around the field and make that play, you know, it was huge. On the defensive side, Grayson Davis. Man, I can't say enough about what he did this week. He barely got off the field. Offense, defense. He's our starting center. He started at nose this week, and I mean, he lived in the backfield all night. And you know, I kept asking. You know, every time he came off the field, I asked, "Hey, you need a break? Do you need a break? Do you need a break?" He kind of gave me that look of like, "You're not taking me out of the game." So he had a heck of a game. Maddox Fondo just continues to play like the all-district player he is. You know, he was our linebacker of the week. Adam Barron, really our secondary, we could have given any 4 of the guys. Adam Barron had a big interception. Cade Metronome had an interception. Braylon Pickney had an interception. But Adam earned our defensive player of the week in the defensive backfield. You know, not just playing, his coverage was very good. I mean, he obviously had the pick, but you know, he came up and made some big tackles. So, like I said, overall, they had we had a lot of guys that we can show some recognition to. And they deserved it. Like I said, they played hard. I mean, I'm so impressed with the way they handled themselves. And I mean, look, if you were at the game, you saw the atmosphere. You saw how crazy it got. And I mean, I was so proud of our kids for just the way they handled it and just you know, they avoided all the extracurricular stuff. You know, they just beat them on the scoreboard.
So Friday night's gonna be traveling on the road. Hope everybody comes out and watches, comes out and supports. 2 weeks on the road. Gonna go to Basile, and then the following week we're gonna be in Iota. Long travel, and then we'll be back for senior night. So we definitely hope got a full crowd senior night. You know, because that'll probably be another very, very important game coming in. So, anything else you got to say?
No, that's it.
All right. Well, thank y'all for tuning in. We'll see y'all next week.
All right, thanks.
All right, we're here with Grayson Davis. Grayson was the defensive player of the week this week.
Yes, sir.
You had a pretty good game last week.
Not bad.
Not bad, huh? Not bad, huh? It was a good game. You played most of the game at center and
Yes,
defense.
I set out 12 plays.
You count
Coach Kirk came.
Well, then that's wrong. So you had a good defensive game.
Oh.
You had 6 tackles, 1 sack.
Yes.
What was your mindset going into that game?
I was just targeting the quarterback. I was trying to get in the backfield, make plays, make big plays. That was the only thing going through my mind.
You almost got an interception.
Yeah.
What was going through your mind with that? Were you ready to run it back for a
Dude,
touchdown?
I was gonna take it to the house. It was my dream right there. I watched it flash before my eyes.
So going next week, you got Basile coming up. It's kind of a very important game going into it. You almost got to win if you want to keep your playoff hopes alive.
Oh,
What's your mindset going into that game? What are you telling the players? What kind of leadership are you doing to get them up for this game?
I mean, it's gonna be a tough game.
Mm-hmm.
I watched film today. The O line comes off hard, shoots off real hard, but the D line's we're gonna be able to handle them pretty well. I feel like that's gonna be where the run game is.
So you a senior this year. Looking back on your career, what was your favorite game so far that you played against in Fort Barry?
Oh, bro. I'm gonna have to say Mamu this year, cause it's just so fun whenever you're scoring and scoring and you can't stop scoring. You know? And we ain't had many of those games,
Right.
but it was probably Mamu.
All right. Well, thank you for coming to talk to us.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Good luck this Friday.